I'm Erin Malone with the Victor Voice, and today we're outside of the most well-known exit and entrance for late arrival and early dismissal. In this episode, we are going to cover one of the most controversial senior privileges. We wanted to ask you, how did this program even get started at Victor?
Well, I've been a Victor for many years, and I can't remember when we didn't have late arrival and early dismissal. So it's been a long time.
Do you think late arrival and early dismissal affects our atmosphere of the school?
You know, I think if students use it in moderation for the periods they need it, then that's one thing. It's when students really request late arrival every day or early dismissal every day that does impact their academic program. They're not as engaged in the classes that we offer that are available to them, and sometimes that can impact the tone or the culture of the school.
What do you typically do during this time?
I usually go to the gym or sleep in.
I usually go to do like my internship, which I've set up, which like it opens up a lot of time, and that's very helpful.
Early dismissal, I just go home and sleep. Late arrival, I sleep in.
Usually I'll play video games, work out, the fire department.
Alrighty, and did you have to drop any certain class to get it?
No, I did classes over the summer to get early dismissal, so I have more time in my day, get more stuff done, focus on homework.
And did you have to drop any classes to take it?
Yeah, I dropped microbiome second semester to keep late arrival.
No, but kind of. I said I was going to get an internship to trick my counselor, and then I didn't get it.
I dropped ceramics too so that I could have early dismissal.
I dropped choir to get early dismissal, but I didn't drop anything to get late arrival.
AP Psych and Pre-Calc.
Do you think having late arrival or early dismissal affected your senior year?
Definitely. So technically I can show up late because I go to BOCES, so I don't really have to be here till like 8:10, and even though I know I'm going to be late, I still in my head think like, oh, I have time, so I just like procrastinate. And then with the early dismissal, I just go home and I don't actually do anything productive. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it made it a lot better. I love early dismissal because I can go home, I can golf, I can do whatever I want. If I need to study, I can study, and yeah, I think it made it better.
I think it made it a lot more fun. I was able to sleep in, do homework in the morning before class, so it was nice.
Yeah, I think so. Because say if you had like a club after school, but you have early dismissal, it's kind of like, why would I go to the club if I'm already home? I don't know. That's how it was for me.
I'm Erin Malone with the Victor Voice, and today I'm here with...
Mr. Coughlin.
And what do you think about late arrival and early dismissal?
It's one of my least favorite things about Victor.
And why's that?
I think it has a serious impact on a number of things. First of all, I think that the seniors set the tone for the school in terms of the energy, the attitude, the kind of like social culture of our school. And when you remove a quarter of our student body for either a quarter or a half of the day, it will have trickle-down effects on our culture. And I think maybe most detrimental problem that I see with late arrival and early dismissal is the attitude that it instills in a lot of our seniors to kind of situate school as optional, and I don't think that we should see it that way.
I don't think they're ideal for student schedules. I think we have a lot that we have to offer for students that they could take for electives. I do understand how students sometimes will, when they become a senior, they want to have that as kind of a rite of passage. When I was in school, we didn't have late arrival or early dismissal. We just had full schedules, but we always encourage students to try to take advantage of the courses that we have here and take a look at some of those offerings. But we also understand some students would like those. So, for now, it kind of is what it is, but we always try to push the academics and the electives that we have whenever we can.
I think overall, it's unnecessary for students to leave early or come late. I know there are exceptions if a student has to work, maybe even help support their family. I'm okay with that for sure. In general, school is a student's job, and if you can be here and take more classes and better yourself in that way, I think that's a good thing. I think it adds to the atmosphere of maybe that school's more of an informal place or experience, when in my opinion it's kind of the opposite of that. It's a really important part of your life, or that students might treat it too casually if they can kind of just come and go as they choose. Because I think that there's definitely abuse of that happens to the detriment of the students.
Personally, I feel like kids should be in school for most of the day. Late arrival especially, like you're not accomplishing anything. You're sleeping in. Early dismissal, I suppose I could tolerate because most kids are probably going off to a job. I guess I would ask, someone's going to be a senior next year. What are you accomplishing by having late arrival? It's probably nothing. So then it's like, hey, come to school, learn something, further yourself, education, whatever, while it's free.
What are your opinions on late arrival and early dismissal?
Oh, this is a difficult topic of conversation. I think that as seniors have worked hard, that there's some benefit to coming in late or leaving early to a degree. But this is the last time in your life that you're going to get a free education. And I think that too many people, students in particular, use late arrival or early dismissal instead of taking advantage of their free education, perhaps abuse it a bit.
Well, and I would like to say I'm all for it, but my problem with it is that it destroys electives, because if kids just get their core classes in and then want to leave, that kind of takes away from cool electives being brought out, because we really don't have a lot of electives here compared to other districts. So I feel like if kids had to stay for a full day, we would have more electives, more kids taking them, and I think a lot of kids would benefit from that, especially going to college.
Going into this episode, I thought that everyone's opinions would be the same on late arrival and early dismissal. But it made me realize that maybe we as students don't realize all of the consequences that come from early dismissal and late arrival. When you're deciding whether or not to take a part of this senior privilege, think about how you would use this time and how it would overall affect your senior year. Thank you for watching today's episode. Make sure you go to the website, thevictorvoice.com, to find more exclusive content, and follow us on Instagram at the.victor.voice. I'm Erin Malone with The Victor Voice, signing off.